Yo, what's going on? It's Jay, and we are back. Got our potential flip car here, the 2006 Pontiac Grand Prix GXP. Right now, we're about to check the code scanner just to see, what codes is coming up because there's a check engine light. We're gonna see if we can get the air conditioning to work, and we're gonna vacuum it out, try to get it cleaned up a little bit. So, stay tuned. Yeah, this car has definitely seen some better days. We've got these vents missing here. I got those in the cup holders. I didn't really get to check like the inside of this car when I first got it. Let's see if I can see what's in the trunk. Or can I open it this way? Or is there a button? It might be like my G8. They might have a button in the glove box. Let's see. No, I don't see. No, I don't see anything. Let's see if I can try to get this trunk popped open. Okay, so I figured it out. I had to Google search it. Yeah, to Google search it, there's a lock button on the inside that unlocks the doors. If you press and hold it, it'll unlock the trunk. It doesn't look too bad in here as far as like the floors and stuff. So hopefully I can find the OBD port and so we can do this code search and figure out what's going on with it. So the OBD port was easier to find than finding the trunk. I didn't even have to Google search it, but I got my scan tool here. Saying turn on the ignition, press any key to continue. So that's what we're gonna do. See what we get. It says press any key to continue. Codes found. Engine. Let's see what this is. Read codes. It's pending codes. No pending codes are stored on this module. Press any key to continue. Stored codes. Alright, I haven't forgot how to work this thing. Let's go to live data. View free frame, vehicle info. Read codes. I know there's definitely a service engine soon. I guess that's not a check engine light, because it's saying that we don't have anything. I'm stumped, guys. No codes are stored on this module. Let me tinker with it for a little bit and I'll come back to y'all and see what we have. Okay, so after doing some research, shout out to Google. Google's the GOAT. We weren't, let me turn my chiming off. So, comes to find out the code that's coming up isn't like an actual like code, but more so like there might be like some type of like emission leak or exhaust leak or something like as like simple as a mass airflow sensor might be a little dirty or clogged up. So that's a good sign. There's nothing major so far. So hopefully, that can be taken care of with something like a little light. So now that that's out of the way, we're gonna try to get this, see if we can get this air conditioning fixed. All right, guys, I got the hood popped open, and as you can see, we have the 5.3 liter LS4 engine. So, and I did some more research, and I found out that this motor has the dreaded DOD or AFM system, displacement on demand, or also known as active fuel management, where it turns off 4 of the cylinders and so it can save gas. So that's a little bit like, I wouldn't call it disappointing because it'll save you on gas, but it's something in the long run where we would have to get like a tune to turn it off. Now, unlike my G8, I don't think this one might need a different cam. I'm not too entirely sure. I have to find that out. Don't quote me on that, but we're gonna try to find this service port and try to see if it's the cooling system is the AC system is pressurized enough. So then we'll add this AC Pro refrigerant in there and see if that fixes our problem. So once I find the service port, I'll show you how to put this in. Okay, guys, I located the port. It's that silver little piece thing right there. So I got my stuff almost ready to go. Now this is crazy. This is the first time I've ever seen anything like this. And I've used these cans of AC Pro on my cars before, but this one actually connects to your phone. Like this whole can thing, there's a battery in here, and your Bluetooth connects to your phone, and you download an app. So any first-time users can basically, it'll run you through the steps on where to find your port at on your car, and hook it up, and basically give you like a step-by-step thing on how to do everything. So I'm gonna get this hooked up and then see if we can get this working or not. Just another little quick tip: if you're gonna do this by yourself, always use gloves when dealing with refrigerant, because just in case anything leaks, you don't want to get any of the stuff on your hands. So this is just a safety tip. Well, guys, we filled the AC system with the refrigerant, and this AC is blowing nice and cold compared to a couple of days ago when we got the car. We wasn't getting no AC at all. It was just completely hot air, and now it's nice and cold. So we got this air conditioner fixed for a little next to nothing. The kit cost me about like $65. So it wasn't a compressor or a condenser or a blend door actuator or anything that would, actually cost us a lot of money to replace to get the air conditioner fixed. Now the air conditioner is fixed. So we're going to mark that off on our list on things to fix on this car. I really think we got a good one here, guys. There's no real issues with the car. You got most of the major stuff done. Everything else is just getting it cleaned up and, having like cosmetic stuff and things like that. But shout out to AC Pro. This isn't a paid ad or anything, but for anybody who doesn't know anything about cars, to have this type of setup and system where you can, pretty much do it yourself, is pretty dope. And you can connect it to your phone, and it gives you a step-by-step process and how to do everything to, potentially fix your air conditioning. This thing is blowing out nice and cold, so. Now we got to get on to the next thing, which is trying to, clean this thing, clean up its interior a little bit. All All right, guys, I got my handy dandy car vac. Get this thing started and trying to clean up some of this car. So we finally got the car, well, the inside of the car, all vacuumed out. I mean, it ain't gonna be, 100%, but it looked way better than it did before. Now what I want to do is I want to get some seat dye and kind of redo these seats. This like a little Alcantara right here, and then this is leather. So I definitely want to, try to do something to get these seats like, back to life and things like that. But I'm gonna start cleaning like the interior pieces, the dash and things like that. So that's gonna be next. Okay, so now that I got the inside taken care of, well, as far as like the vacuuming out and everything, I'm gonna try to get this like dash and driving area, things like that, a nice little wipe down. I'm just gonna use it's the standard, cleaner. It's a degreaser, deodorizer. So I'm just gonna lightly spray and just wipe it down. So that'll be that, and that's probably far as the interior cleanup. the exterior, I'll go get it washed and all that other stuff, so to make it a little bit more presentable, because this car's been sitting for a while. But I'll take care of that probably either tomorrow or someday like that. But once I get done cleaning this up, I'll just go over some of the features of the car real quick, just to give y'all like some information on it. So I'll be right back. Now with this, you just want to do a little light coating. You don't want to, drench the stuff, because you're just gonna wipe it down. But that's all you really want to do. Just, especially with any electrical components, you just want to just lightly spray to, get the stuff off. Alright guys, did the best I could. It's looking a little bit better, but not everything ain't gonna get perfect until I take it to go get actually really clean. But I just wanted to wipe some of the grime and stuff off the, the buttons, the wheels. I mean, the steering wheel, I'm sorry, not the wheels. Door panels, things like that. So, get this started again. The service engine light went away. I don't know what the hell that's about. But just a quick little overview of the car. This is the air is blowing nice and cold now. A cool thing I found out about these vents, like, I've never seen vents like this where you can just spin them around, turn them, and that's pretty cool. I think this does the display up here, because I think I have this button on my G8. Yeah, it goes through all the different stuff, like your temperature, your trip thing, things like that. Timer lapse. They got a little track setting on here. That's pretty dope. But so oil life remaining, transmission fluid temperature, battery, engine hours. Yeah, this is the GXPs were oh, there goes that service engine light. Alright, I guess it's not gonna let me do anything else because this is on. But the GXP edition of cars are always like the high performance level trims. My G8 has a GXP level. I don't have the GXP level. I have the one underneath, which is the GT. But I think, what else came in the GXP? There was a Bonneville GXP, Grand Prix GXP, which is this. There was I think there was a G6 GXP, and then there was a G8 GXP. But this car is a 2006, and I don't know if this video is going to show it, but the center console is angled towards the driver. That's like an old retro type of thing where they had cars that would have everything, all the controls in the center shifted more towards the driver to give it more of that, like, race car type of feeling. I know the MK4 Supras had it. Late 90s versions of the, what car was that, Mark 8 had it. I believe the Trans Am, 80s Trans Ams had that type of style. So it's like an old retro type of style to put into a car. But I'm gonna also show you some outside stuff that is kind of performance related to this car. Like I showed y'all the things on the dash. It had like you can do your lap times. It gives you a lot of your engine information, like stuff that you would do on the track. Knowing your trans temperature, your oil pressure, oil temperature, all that's like race related. So it's cool to see this type of stuff in a older car, but you know, a more performance car. So I'm gonna get outside. I'm gonna show you a couple other things that are performance related. You might see these holes in this brake rotor. They're also known as drill slotted rotors. It's supposed to help you stop faster. Again, that's another performance thing added to this car. The back would have them too. It's just another performance thing added to this car. Now this car, again, 5.3 liter V8. It was making stock out the factory about like 303 horsepower, which to today's standards isn't really that much, but back in 2006 to have a front wheel drive V8 making that type of power was pretty impressive. So this is going to be a nice little car for somebody. These things do have a following. There's groups on Facebook just solely for these cars. Pretty much like any like real performance type of car. It's not even sometimes performance type cars. You'll have like regular car groups, but there's like groups. Like I'm in a G8 Facebook group. They all just do like G8s. There's one for my Grand Prix that I have. Like it's just like a whole different car enthusiast groups that people get into. So there's definitely a market for this car. So I just gotta take care of a few more things. I think that's all I wanted to cover in this video. Well, for this part, you know, once I get everything else done, you know, I'll come back and show you all the rest of the stuff once I get it all washed and cleaned and all that other stuff. So I'll do that tomorrow, so y'all stay tuned for that. I knew there was one more thing I wanted to go over before, you know, I ended this half of the video. But one thing I do with my cars, especially with all the flip cars that I purchased so far, is I always want to put some of this in there. It's a seafoam. It helps clean out, you know, your fuel injectors, your intake valves, all that other good stuff. With any combustion engine, when you got fire and all that other stuff going on inside, it's going to leave a lot of combustion leftover material, you know. So this will definitely help clean that out. It'll help your engine start running better, get you better gas mileage. The routine I usually do is I usually do it every time I change my oil. I'll put this in the gas tank. I'll show you how to do it in a second. It's real simple. I'm gonna put this in there to you know, help clean all that stuff out and get better fuel economy. Now, if you're doing this for the first time, what I recommend you do is wait till your car's gas light is on. Put this in there before and then fill up. What that's going to do is going to get all this stuff in there and help clean all that out. And maybe for 2 or 3 fill-ups, you want to put this in there. You can get this at any auto parts store or online, whatever you want to do. It's about 11, 12 bucks. What you want to do is for maybe the first 2 or 3 fill-ups, put that in so it can, you know, really clean all that stuff out. And then after that, you want to probably do it every time you change your oil. That's just what I do. If you want to do it every time you fill your gas tank up, by all means, go ahead and do that. But it's just going to get expensive, especially the way gas prices are. So I'm going to just show y'all how simple this is real quick. As soon as I get this top off, we'll be in business. Damn, they got this bottom on here tight. Yeah, if you don't got a funnel, definitely get a funnel, because this is the only way you're gonna be able to get this stuff in there. But once you put your funnel in the gas tank, you're just gonna simply unscrew the tap and just pour it in your gas tank. Now you can do this with a full tank, half tank, quarter tank, but the instructions recommend that with a empty tank. So when you put more gas into it, all that will mix in with your gas, and while your gas is going through your engine, it's going to help clear out all that combustive material that gets left over. Helps clean all that other stuff out. And another thing too, if you're doing this for the first time, after you do a couple of cycles, usually I do this when it's around time to. When I get an oil change, I have them replace my fuel filter. It should cost you maybe 20, 30 bucks from your local mechanic or whatever it is for them to do it for you. But that'll definitely help with your gas mileage. Also, if you have a clunked up fuel filter, fuel's not going to get through as easily, and it's going to take more effort for the gas to get through to your engine, and thus burning more fuel. So that's just some tips from me to help you guys out. I know gas is through the roof right now, so if you're looking for something to maybe stop the bleeding a little bit, that's just a little tip from me to help you guys out. So